I had my mute. I had my mute. I had my mic muted the whole time. I don't know. I'm stupid. Oh yeah, the first thing that sold, and sorry I only had one. Admiral Thrawn from Ahsoka. I know some people didn't like it, but I thought it was a good series. I meant to do that. So if anyone wants to say anything in the chat or wants to join up, just not doing much. As I said, just kind of, it's been a boring week. Well, I take it back. It's been an exciting week for the news cycle. It's been a boring week for me personally. And how you doing, Richie? Long time no see in one of my chats. And no, as I said, I'm just bored. So I figured, fuck it. Let's, if anyone wants to come up and talk, or if you just want to post stuff in the chat, I'm just getting stuff ready to ship. But if someone wants to think of it as ASMR, sure, why not? I don't care. What's new with you? Oh, come on. So far, let's see what happens. I don't know if you saw the pre-show politics from a couple of, was it just last week, or was it, I can't even remember how long ago it was. It was fairly recent. And I was crossing the border, and there was almost no line for some reason. I mean, just absolutely no line. And usually they got like 4 people manning the first gate, and then you go to the line of all the little things where they take your documents, they look at them. And I pulled up, and this is normally there's 4 people. This time there's only 2. There's one guy paying attention, and then one guy not paying attention on his phone. And I start to drive through after he looks at me and sees, oh, you're white, you're fine. And the other guy, as I said, is not paying attention. He's on his phone. He's turned around, and he's got his back to me as I'm pulling my car through the gate. And I said to the other guard, I said, dude, can you ask him to move? I see what you do to white people now when you think that they're about to run you over. His literal response to me was, dude, that's that's ICE, not CBP. And how you doing, Dandelion? You're free to come up if you want. I just put the link in the chat this time, just because I don't want to deal with too much. sending it around to everybody. But yeah, I'm just getting stuff ready to ship. That's all I'm doing before I go pick up the kids from school. And I thought I had another box around here. Well, hopefully you're working hard, making money. Oh, maybe I should show. Yeah, this is the other thing that sold. Thor comic book. An exclusive that was from Taco Bell, the restaurant from Demolition Man. Because all restaurants are now Taco Bell. I could have swore I had more support things for it. So, sorry, folks, you get to look at my gut. I just want to make sure it arrives in good condition. So I'm adding some extra supports. If you weren't traumatized before, Richie, I'm shocked. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Oh, fuck. Other than mental trauma upon seeing my clothes get, or other issues at work that are not funny. I will say this, Richie, since you're here, I'm finally working on another vial review because I finally got vial style to recorder lines without having to like torture her. Although she would say it was still torture. I can't stay. I gotta get to work, get stuff done, save my current outrage for Sunday. I look forward to it. Yeah, I don't know what caused me to say it. I was just like, I don't know. Sometimes my mouth works before my brain does. And the funnier part was, now I can't remember the guy's name. But the guy who wasn't paying attention, he had like a Latin American name too, which is funny to me. But now I can't remember what his name was. And it's only been like 2 weeks since it happened at most. All right, 2 down, 3 to go. And yeah, there's 3 things that sold this week. You absolutely should, Richie. As long as you don't mind getting pissed off by, all this too woke liberal people. I don't know. Because I actually had to ban NB basically because in private on Twitter, he basically called me a race traitor and was like, "You hate white people, that's why you're all against ICE and stuff." And it's like, no, dude, that's not the yeah. So he's gone, fully off the rails as far as I'm concerned. Oh, how you doing, AVP? If you want to come on up, you can. Unless you're Jack. I mean, you can still come up if you're Jack. When I see the Dream Team, I usually think AVP because she says it on Chris's streams every time. Okay. As I said, I know you have your own YouTube channel, and I know you have he's got his own YouTube channel. But do you guys both use this one, or is it still one that you primarily use? I don't know. And which one are you talking about? I try to be, but I get flustered myself. And if you're talking about who I was referring to, I think you're meaning when I was talking about NB Geek. He was on my Sunday streams and nerd streams fairly often. What I said, once you think you can start calling people race traitors if they don't appreciate the essentially the policies going on, I don't know. I just don't know how you can get to that point. Okay, that makes sense that you both use it. Oh, and I forgot to show the thing that sold, ironically, and since AVP can Chris's stream, we did Lego themes, and one of the things I actually showed off was this Lego game. So yeah, it's funny that it sold this week. Yeah, that one's not going to work. So I'm going to grab one of my fancy schmancy eBay. Yeah, I actually got these a while back. They're actual eBay envelopes. They cost way too much money now. Hold on, sorry. He insulted me when I asked for input on my social media accounts to use my hyphenated married name or not. I don't understand why that would be. You know, I just don't get what position he would be needing to insult you for. Like, what position could you possibly take that would need something like? I don't know. I don't get it. And there it is, because I'm getting a little thirsty. Yes, I'm thirsty, so I got myself a little soda. All right, that's 3 out of 5 things packaged up. Oh, here it is. Can I grab? No, I'm going to move this already. Okay. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to marriage and hyphenating names, seeing as the divorce rate, I personally don't care anymore. I mean, when I was a kid, I always thought, oh yeah, a woman should take the husband's last name. But nowadays, watching my mom, change her name to my dad's last name, then change it back, then change it to another guy's name, then change it back. To me, it's just like, I don't care anymore. I mean, let it be to the person who's actually doing it. If they're going to take the name, if they're going to hyphenate the names, and even when it comes to the kids, like what do you name? What are you going to name the kid's last name? Well, all 3 of my 4 kids have different last names than each other, so it's like I don't care. It's up to the parents. Sorry, you're gonna have to stare at the gut again. Because I needed another box. And I got a question for you guys. Is the light flickering as much for you guys as it is for me? Like when I move around, the camera is just adjusting the light, even though the light here is fairly redundant or steady. I don't know why I said redundant. Oh, my eyes. You know what, Richie? You're lucky. I'm not like gonna just do a strip tease on camera now. The flickering is annoying me. I will say this. So if it's annoying me, I'm wondering how bad it is for you guys. But as I said, if you want to come up, I put the link in the chat. Just when you first come up, make sure you have your camera on so I can verify that it's you. And I just lost my tape edge. Great. Well, Richie, what's funny about that is, like, in real life, I don't see any flickering. The flickering is an artifact from the camera having just slightly different light values. So it's trying to adjust automatically because I guess the light source is coming from here, but over here there's darkness. And item number 4 that sold was the SpongeBob lunchbox tin with these old Kellogg's cereal toys. So, and actually, I'm going to rewrap them up in here.
Hello.
All right. How you doing, my fellow San Diegan?
I'm doing well, thank you. You enjoying the cold weather?
Actually, I am. I like when it's just cold enough, still in the morning. When like one of my favorite things to do is one of the reasons like my stream is so early on Sundays is I enjoy when there's still a chill to the air, a
Right.
nice hot cup of coffee and a cigar.
Yeah, I like waking up early. It gives me a chance to get the morning air. I'll do like a morning walk kind of thing to the bus stop or something. I'm like, okay, I'll check this out.
What's almost funny is I got where I'm picking my son up from now, right now, is actually the bus stop.
That's funny.
So apparently, because of certain things at his school, he has to ride the bus to school now.
Okay.
And this is not like something his mom and I really, really wanted. It's more of because of the type of class he's in.
Right. Gotcha. Hey,
They
positive.
say, Horton Plaza. Which one's Horton Plaza? I don't remember.
Let me see. Horton Plaza.
Was that the one downtown?
Yeah, that's the one town area.
The one that closed?
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't been to that area in a while. I used to work right there. And what's funny is, the homeless situation, even in downtown, was never that bad. It's more of when they migrate to the beaches.
Right. So the thing is positive during Comic-Con and something like that, they kind of clear them out of the area temporarily and then they just push them to other parts of downtown basically where you can't see them.
Well, you can actually like follow the migratory patterns of certain homeless groups in San Diego because
Yes.
during the winter, they're almost always going to be closer to the beaches. And one of the reasons is because by the beaches, they can lay on the beach and not be an issue to most people. 2, there's free bathrooms that are 24 hours a day. There's free showers that are there 24 hours a day, and grills, fire pits. So yeah, they're going to be during the winter areas. They're going to be going to those areas.
Right.
That's then the rest of the year.
Right.
They're going to be looking for jobs.
Right. So
and
they hang around
go ahead.
So they hang around here in El Cajon area where we live, but so Coronado basically, unless you have a military pass positive, basically you have to have a military badge in order to be around that area, basically.
Well, Coronado Island, you don't really have to. It's more of, the military base is like half the island, though.
Right.
Fudge. I was hoping this box would be big enough. It's not.
Whoops. But yeah, you normally don't see them downtown during Comic-Con. I don't see them when you do see them, they're on the opposite side of the gas lamp corridor, basically.
How you doing, positive?
Hey, positive.
Yeah, I lived in Lemon Grove off of Interstate 8 when I lived in San Diego.
Gotcha.
So yeah, a little bit past El Cajon.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I remember Horton Plaza being a bad area for that kind of thing. And I mean, the
Well,
area around SeaWorld was semi all right. Um,
to be, one of the things that's kind of ironic is one of the reasons downtown, or that area of downtown, was pretty bad was because that's where the courthouses are,
Right.
and that's where one of the jails is. So when they would, I remember at one of the times I got arrested, and yes, I've been arrested a number of times. They would just drop you off, or when you were being released from the jail, they would just let you out in that area. No money, no transportation.
Mhm.
Oh, and like I can tell you, I know I had like $20 in my wallet. Almost always the cash would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't logged in with your rest of your belongings. It's like, oh yeah, of course, all the $20 bills are suddenly gone from my wallet.
Right.
So yeah, at most you'd have like $5 or $6 if you had anything that wasn't a 20 in your wallet.
Mhm.
And yeah, a lot of them don't have the money to take the trolley somewhere else.
That's true.
And I had to walk from the downtown courthouse
Mhm.
to Santee
Oh, that's quite a hike.
because they let me out at 12:20 at midnight, or like just after midnight. No
Mhm.
cell phone because the battery's dead. I didn't have a
Mhm.
charger. No cash that I had on me at the time, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, where do I go? And they're like, well, that's up to you. You're not you. Like, can I make a phone call to have someone pick me up? And they're like, there's payphones around the corner. With what cash am I supposed to pay with the payphone?
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, and I'm like, at the time you could make collect calls, but not to cell phones.
Right.
So everyone's got a cell phone.
Mhm.
So yeah, I ended up walking, and that was not even the furthest I had to walk. The one I did just to piss off somebody was I walked from not Kearny Mesa, the one down in South Bay, near the
Okay.
South Bay courthouse. I
Mhm.
walked from there to Santee,
Ooh.
and that one I was released at like 8 o'clock, and I didn't get back home, and for it took me over 12 hours
Wow.
to get there.
That's nuts.
Well, I did that one out of spite. That one was pure
Right.
spite rage.
Mhm. No, I get you. But yeah, I know where Lemon Grove is positive because I sometimes go past there on the trolley.
Mm-hmm.
well, man, you can't make us miss that big lemon they
Oh
have.
yeah. They also do every year a lemon festival kind of thing too.
Yeah, but has the name of the town on it.
Yep. Can't miss it for sure. I know where one of my clients lives. She lives out in Grossmont, but they've got some lemon trees out there. So we did lemon picking the other day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was stationed at Balboa for a little
Mhm.
bit, obviously being in the Navy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that hasn't changed too much either. I'm guessing still pink.
Yeah, not really.
Imagine still pink on the outside. I guess.
Yeah. It's practically the same.
Well, have you heard the thing where they're now charging to park at Balboa?
Yes, they are.
And that has pissed
Yeah, I
me
think
off royally.
Which is
they're starting to
crazy.
do that at a lot of VA places now, just because of the yeah, because it's a parking lot anyway. I mean, the parking lot's always full anyway. So I think they're just trying to clear out all the people who just park there and
Well,
just to live,
it's not
basically.
just that positive. For the last event that they just had, which was what, December nights, I took
Yeah,
the Vile family down. Parking was, I think, $85 for 2 hours,
that's crazy.
and I'm like, I don't make $85 a day. How am I
Yeah,
supposed to do
really.
$85 for 2 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes no freaking sense. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. California just has gone crazy with charging for
Well, here's the
anything and
thing.
everything.
Positive. It's not the liberals on our city council that are doing it. It's the conservatives that are putting it all. They basically want to make sure that uh, the state and local parks are pristine from undesirables, and apparently
Yeah, I
poor
mean,
people
it
are
makes sense.
undesirables.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's ridiculous.
I mean, if you're, if all you got is your car, that's what you're living in, then yeah, I'm sure people just try to park wherever they can for free,
Mhm.
Walmarts, whatever,
Well, I don't. There was a time back, when I was much, much, much younger, when I was actually living in my car,
Mhm.
and no one would ever stay in one location for that long when you're living in your
Right.
car, because there's
Exactly.
all number of things like people will mug you. I remember someone trying, in Lakeside, Lakeside AVP.
I do.
That's actually where I am right now. That's where my storage unit is.
Okay.
But my dad's car was broken into, and all
Mm,
they stole was 35 cents in pennies from his cup holder.
wow.
Yeah, well, I stole the radio out of my car when I was in San Diego, so yeah, I know what you mean.
Hey, Gap.
So,
And
that's
yes, I
another thing
switched the boxes from the first thing I packed up, because this one is just slightly bigger. It should hold the lunchbox.
yeah, that's
Yay!
another thing that turned me off on Cali was having my car broken into.
Mm,
Taking out
Well,
my radio. Okay, whatever.
I,
It's a cheap
I've
ass radio,
literally
whatever.
I've literally been in all 50 states, and I've had my car broken into, and not okay. I haven't been to every state. I take that back. I've only been about half, but I've had my car broken into in Texas, in Virginia, in Arizona.
hmm
So yeah, I
Yeah, it's
wouldn't
crazy.
just. So sorry for interrupting you, AVP.
Oh, you're fine. No, just saying that it's crazy the way they'll break into your cars regardless. I mean, because they would do that even in the residential areas. Because I'm originally from Maryland and stuff like that, and people would just break into somebody's car and they'd be like parked in their own driveway or whatever, and they just people would break into it, and then they wouldn't do anything about it, even though there might be
Oh
a cop
yeah,
who happens to live in that neighborhood. They're not going to do anything about it.
yeah. I remember Maryland. You had to frickin' pay to park at the grocery store.
Yeah, some of them you
I
did.
was like, what in the world? I've never seen that before. Just close to the Bethesda area where the naval hospital's at.
Oh yes, but this is
And
like
then
the high rent district, unfortunately.
no, I mean, yeah, you got to drive through Chevy Chase
Mhm.
first, and then eventually get to Bethesda.
You know
Um,
what's
Yes.
funny is, even though I've been to that area just a couple of times, I know that area mostly that you're talking about from frickin' Fallout 3, because it takes place in DC, in that area, and those are
Yeah.
actual locations in the game. Chevy Chase and Bethesda,
Oh yeah.
especially Bethesda.
yeah,
Mhm.
well, yeah, I thought because yeah, the way DC is laid out with it being diagonal for everything
Yes.
is like a total weird thing, and
Mhm.
yeah, just going to the congressional building, which back then I'm sh- I'm sure now they got probably a fence around it and whatnot nowadays, but back then I think the most they had was maybe your goofy little fences around it or whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about because they have a lot of fences around there because they got a lot of stuff around the all those hospital areas and all those medical buildings and stuff like that. It's even around the subway stations too. You can't just walk straight through. You have to basically find your way through there to the almost like a tunnel kind of thing to get in there. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah, I was surprised going back to DC and seeing how it's kind of locked down in a way at that area around the White House and
Mhm.
whatnot.
Yeah,
Basically you got to kind of do it on foot. You can't drive around,
that's
around.
true.
Basically, you got to basically find somewhere to park and kind of walk around. But even then,
Hmm.
whatever.
The best thing you could do is probably just take the subway system or the bus system if you know your way around, because and then you
Yeah,
could just
yeah.
park your car.
I
That's
mean,
about
all I
it.
remember, going there is you're stuck in traffic on the Virginia side for 5 hours,
It's just
and then
not.
you finally get to DC. I mean,
Yes.
the first thing you see is even before you get into DC. I mean, you see the Pentagon there on the left
Hmm.
hand side if you're going north anyway. Um, and I thought, okay, wow, that's kind of cool that can see it right off the highway. But yeah, I mean, talk about a traffic jam. I mean, it
Yes.
reminded me obviously of I-5, obviously, but yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's like a daily thing, that traffic thing, and they'll say, "Oh, this is rush hour traffic," and you're just in there for hours on end, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just like,
yeah,
okay, this is a nightmare. I'm just like, yeah. If it's 5 o'clock
yeah,
and it's like on a Friday, like today, that's gonna be wall to wall traffic for hours.
yeah. And it's the same way. Atlanta was that way.
Oh yeah.
Atlanta, unless you obviously take the highway around, which I always do now. But one
Hmm.
time I decided, hey, let me go through regular way for the hell of it. So you drive right by the stadium
Hmm.
uh, and all that good stuff. Um, but yeah, never again. Never again.
I get you. Yeah, I have relatives outside of Atlanta area, so yeah, I remember we drove through there. Oh my god, that was a nightmare to go through. It's a mess going through the airport too, because that airport is like huge. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's a major hub, Atlanta.
It is. It
I
really
mean,
is.
just like obviously LAX. You know,
Hmm.
um, I don't know how big San Diego is for their airport, but
It's a pretty decent size.
Uh, it's not a hub though, but it's also really dangerous to land there because they maybe can tell you they put it in the worst place possible for a downtown airport.
Yes.
Because there's a massive hill, not a mountain, but a hill. So they have to fly over the hill and then dive down a little bit,
Hmm.
and then some idiot decided to build a fucking parking structure right before the runway. So they got to dive down, then they got to go over the parking structure and then land. It's the
yeah.
stupidest design I've ever seen
It
for
is.
where the runway is. They could have put it anywhere else in San Diego and it would have been better.
It kind of reminds me of the stadium they built in LA. SoFi, they had to build it into the ground because they had to make sure it was low enough because of the planes flying close to it and stuff. It's like, oh wow, really? So it's like, yeah, crazy stuff.
It is for sure.
I think for the last item that sold, I might have to either come up with something different to ship it because this is the last item that sold.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't roll it up because it's cardboard, not paper. Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Uh, and if I roll it up, it'll just get folded and that'll ruin it.
Yeah, you might have to go one of those flat boxes kind of thing.
Well, I have stuff like that, but that's where I'm holding all the other ones, and I don't want to use that one to ship them.
Right. No, I get you.
And I think I'm out of anything else I can use unless I want to cut up one of my boxes.
Yeah, yeah. Also, they moved Top Gun from Cali to Nevada. I found out.
Yep. But
That's
that was
cool.
also because they transferred ownership of Miramar from the Navy to the Marines.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So is it still what they got there? Those helicopter plane things
Yeah,
there?
they've got Ospreys there that fly from time to time. They've got, uh, I know they got a lot of Hornets that fly out there, Eagles, Falcons. Occasionally, I've seen an F-22, but they're like few and far between. Um, what else? C-130s all the
Miramar
time
is
land there.
just straight up 15, right?
Yeah, in fact, the 15 actually divides parts of Miramar. because all to the right of the 15 on that where Miramar is still Miramar. That's where they do training, where they do live fire exercises, stuff like that. And what's even funny is that I don't remember exactly how far it extends into the 15, but when I lived in Santee, we could hear the artillery firing and guns firing from Santee over the mountain.
Wow.
At least where I lived in Santee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I went up there one time just to check it out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That in, is 29 Palms still around or no?
That's up north.
Okay.
I know that I know friends that go up there, but I don't go to 29 Palms all that often. I've been there like once in the last 15 years. How about you? AVP.
I know we go to Miramar once in a while because that's where my father-in-law is buried, but we don't go up there that often. Because I know we basically go from we take basically a lift, so we basically go from Fashion Valley to get out that way, which is a little bit easier.
Well, he was asking about 29 Palms.
I don't think so. No, as far as I know, we have never been out that way.
But yeah, we were saying that both my grandfather and my mother are buried at Fort Rosecrans.
Okay, so so Jack's grandparents are both buried there for that one. Because we wanted to bury his dad at Point Loma, but that's already full, so we had to bury his dad at Miramar instead.
Well, one of the things that was kind of funny, at least funny at the time, not necessarily too funny in retrospect.
Right.
As I said, my mother is buried at Fort Rosecrans with my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
That's because out of his 6 kids, she's the only one that followed him into the service.
Okay.
But basically, when my grandmother developed dementia, my mom's sisters took advantage of that situation, and they had they basically convinced her to sign certain things to take my brother, myself, my mother, my uncle, my 2 of my other cousins out of the will, and give everything to them, them 3 and their children.
Oof.
And basically, yeah, it was a big way to fuck everybody over. And you know, when I tried to get them to explain, you know, why would they do something like that, especially to their own sister, they were like, well, our sister wasn't a good person. You know, she got divorced once, which I'm like, is a total hypocritical because one of my aunts already was on her 2nd marriage.
Right.
You know, and she's like, well, obviously she was a bad Christian because you're not a good Christian. Your brother's a drug addict. And I'm like, so what? She was still, you know, your sister. So one of the things I ended up doing is I got a restraining order against my mother's family on behalf of my mother to stop them from going to her grave based on the statements that they had said themselves.
Wow.
Saying that, you know, I'm worried that they would damage her memorial.
Right.
The thing is, remember, these are very pious people who think they're, you know, very good people. Mm-hmm. So one of the things they would always do is take grandma to see my grandfather's grave at Fort Rosecrans.
Mm-hmm.
Now they couldn't do that.
Right.
Because they, you know, he's buried in the same area. Mm-hmm. And they tried to fight it. And I was just like, you know what? You shouldn't have said those bad things about my mom.
Makes sense.
I'm sorry. You're taking advantage of her, you know, your mother who has dementia. You're taking advantage of everything else. This is on you.
Yeah.
Now, it was only good for like 5 years or so, but I didn't care when it lapsed up. And no, I didn't. So I have no idea if they've decided to keep doing it. I mean, my grandmother's died since then, so right. I don't think they cared that much. But
no, I get you because I had a cousin. Her father passed away, and he was like in and out of relationships besides my cousin. So when he died, apparently his wife stole his headstone. I'm like, why would you steal that? That's messed up because she didn't even pay for it herself because his parents paid for it and everything, and she just steals it. I'm like, really? That's messed up.
I don't know.
People are weird.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I don't like somebody, I might take a piss on their grave after they die, but that's about it. I'm not going to molest the freaking stone.
Right. No. I get you.
I'm not going to put graffiti on it.
No. Definitely.
You know, it's never the person who died that paid for it.
Exactly. I mean, as much as my dad and I had a very toxic relationship, I'm not going to disrespect his grave and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go visit his grave when I do visit it, basically. So, I mean, he's buried at Arlington. I'm glad he got his military funeral that he wanted and everything. So, but yeah. Do I really miss him? No, not really.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The grandparents or the parents that you actually care about when they pass.
Mhm.
I mean, I always think about my mom and my dad as flawed human beings as they were.
Yeah.
But like my grandfather on my mother's side, I don't really care too much about him. You know, it was mostly. It's not that he wasn't a good person most of the time. It was those few times where he was just really, really messed up. When I was 16, for example, he stopped talking to me for a number of years because I showed him a picture of my girlfriend and she was black.
Oh, wow.
And his excuse was, well, look, I'm not racist. I just don't believe in mixing of the races.
That sounds very racist for somebody that's supposed to be
exactly. So, you know, and I think the only time he started talking to me is when I actually got my white girlfriend pregnant.
Wow, that is nuts.
So I think he realized, oh, he must be on the white track now. Boom, boom.
Oh my god, that happened kind of like with my neighbors. So they were in a mixed marriage and stuff like that. She was white, her husband was black and stuff like that, and her father literally disowned her because she married the black man and chose to have kids with him and adopt kids. When he was dying, the other siblings told him, "Hey, you need to reconcile with your daughter before you pass away because you've got all these grandkids." And apparently, he did reconcile with her. But I'm just thinking, dude, you put yourself through all that heartache unnecessarily.
I think this will be perfect. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's just what I found like the perfect box I can cut up to ship this thing. So it doesn't get damaged.
That's good.
So I'm going to turn off the camera because I got to go downstairs real quick. But you ever any of those family members positive?
Of course, don't everybody?
That seems to be unfortunately the norm. I hate that it's the norm, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. If not, you know, your second cousin definitely knows them.
Right.
Or
The
that-
second cousin twice removed kind of thing.
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
it's like he says in Spaceballs, your brothers, uncles, whatever.
Right. That's a good movie.
Roommate at the end, you know.
Someone knows someone.
Yeah.
No, what I just find funny is, you know, it wasn't out of my grandfather's. It was not the San Diego, California one that was usually the more racist. It was that one. It wasn't the Texas one.
That's crazy. You would think it would be the Texas one because that's supposed to be the one. No, we are, unfortunately.
But the thing is, the San Diego one was very, very religious. The one in Texas was very irreligious.
Wow, what a juxtaposition.
So, I don't know. And the other thing is, both of them were in the freaking military, too.
Wow.
Both my grandfathers. One fought in Europe, one fought in the Pacific.
That happened with my grandfathers too, but one was more in the Pacific mostly. He was in Europe for a little while, but then he apparently his appendix burst when he was stationed overseas, and they had to send him back to the States. And I guess he got discharged soon after that.
Well, what's funny to me is, like my San Diego grandfather, one of the things he ended up doing during or right at the start of World War II, he married my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it was the reason he missed Pearl Harbor, the Pearl Harbor getting bombed, was
Right.
because he was in San Diego marrying my grandmother.
Ah.
And one of the things to note about my grandmother, though, she was a full-blooded German.
Whoops.
So, my grandfather, the one that doesn't like the race mixing, married a German woman at the beginning of World War II.
Oh my goodness. That's almost like my own grandfather. He was like 1/4 Cherokee. His mother was half Cherokee. And then he goes into the KKK. Later he gets out, but I'm just thinking, dude, do you realize how stupid that sounds? Because your mother was Native American. Sure, she died when you were 3, but still, that is so crazy.
I don't know.
Because he looks Native American. I'll show you a picture of him. He looks Native American. And it's funny, in his World War II picture when he was in the army, it looks like he got into a fight before the photo was taken because he looks like he's got a black guy in the photo.
Okay, you want to? I hate to go too political right now, but one of the things I thought was funny as all hell. Okay, you've heard of the Proud Boys, correct?
Yes.
And they proudly are a white supremacist organization.
Mm-hmm.
They say that's what they are. Now, they used to try to deny it. Now they say they are. But they were also founded by a Puerto Rican man.
Whoops.
Okay. Now he's still their leader.
Mm-hmm.
He did a post on some social media's website, I don't know which one, that made the rounds a little bit, decrying Bad Bunny being named the Super Bowl halftime show thing because Bad Bunny is not an American citizen.
Oh, jeez.
Bad Bunny is also Puerto Rican.
My goodness.
And I'm just like, how? What? I don't understand these people.
Yeah. They're ridiculous.
You yourself are Puerto Rican. You're trying to say somebody else doesn't, is not American because they're Puerto Rican, and yet you claim that you're an American. There's something wrong here, and I can't figure out what it is.
Right, it doesn't balance out. Oh my goodness, these people, they are ridiculous.
Now, have you decided to join or go against one of the ICE things around town? Like, are you protesting with for them or against them? Or I don't know.
I decided not to. I decided, you know what, I got other things to do instead.
No, I nearly joined one of the ones at Parkway Plaza.
Okay.
I was like, they're out there, they're protesting ICE. I thought I was going to join them, but I'm like, okay, I got to go pick up my kids.
Right.
They want to go home really soon, right after. So, I'll just join up with them afterwards, and I'll be in El Cajon anyway. So I'll just.
Right.
Yeah. By the time I picked up my kids, it's like maybe the protest was 9 to 5 because they were gone by the time I got there at 5.
They tend to leave out of there. I guess I think it's around. I think that they're around noonish, and then by 2 o'clock or so, they're gone.
Yeah, it's like they didn't really last that long, and I don't know. I don't want to make the joke about being a paid protester, but yeah, it's like as soon as the 5 o'clock alarm went off, it seemed like they were gone.
Right.
The other one I almost wanted to go to, but I didn't have the gas for. I was literally too broke to go to it. Was the one downtown after Renee Good.
Okay.
I wanted to so badly, but I'm just like, I'm literally too poor to protest. How fucked up is that?
Right. No, I mean, typically on the weekends we don't think about protests. We're just thinking, you know what, we've had a busy week with work or whatever. We're just like, you know what, I just want to decompress, watch some TV shows, watch some movies, and just chill.
Well, I guess you could argue one of my forms of protest is by going down to Mexico and spending time with my Latin American girlfriend.
That's totally fine. That is totally fine. But
And it's
yeah.
not even that gap. They're protesting from like 11 to 2. It's not even, it's like a lunch break protest.
Exactly. You'll go out there at 11, you'll hear people talking about, you hear them honking and stuff like that. And then by the time you get ready to leave or whatever, like 2 hours later, like Mike just said, they're gone.
Well, I do know that the El Cajon Police Department is not too keen on the anti-ICE protests.
That's very true.
So it's entirely possible that, they're just trying to be within their, that maybe they got a permit and the permit only allows them to be there from X time to X time.
I think so. Wells is pretty strict on that.
Yeah, especially, El Cajon.
Yeah, the way he is.
So I know I'm making jokes about being paid protesters, but that's most likely the actual reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually think there's any paid protesters on either side for the most part. I do think this thing will be able to be shipped today. I hope the other guy who messaged me actually buys the damn thing.
Right.
He's like, before I buy this, and watch, he's actually here listening. I've got 3 people listening or watching.
Mm-hmm.
He'll end up being one of them, but he's like, he sends me a message about the Book of Bill and Journal 3, the books I have right here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, does this listing come with both books or is it just the one? And I'm like, it literally says Book of Bill and Journal 3. The photo includes the Book of Bill and Journal 3.
Right.
I have other listings that just have the Book of Bill, not the Journal 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided not to make fun of him. I just said, yes, the listing includes both books.
Right.
And I'm like, if you find it, or if you buy it today, I can ship it out. I mean, they're really easy for me to get to from here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ignoring Richie's comment.
Mm-hmm.
She occasionally does, but she honestly is scared to come to the U.S. right now. I mean, she's genuinely scared. I mean, she has a visa. She is completely legal. She's done everything the right way. But yeah, she's, doesn't want to venture far from the border if she has to.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the most sad things you can imagine.
You ever think of just moving to Mexico permanently?
I would, except for the fact that I don't think I could get a job that would pay the bills I need to pay. I mean, if you think teachers in the U.S. get paid dick, Mrs. Vile gets paid even worse, and she's a private school teacher down in Mexico. So yeah, it's jobs down there do not earn a lot of money.
Unless you're in Cozumel or somewhere like that, probably.
Well, at least in TJ. And the worst part is because so many Americans moved down to TJ, the rent prices have skyrocketed.
Well, yeah, I would never pick TJ as a place to live in Mexico. I hear there's lots of other better American areas that people hang around than TJ. That's for sure.
What's one of the things that was funny that Mrs. Vile was telling me about was there's a near Mexico City. There's a little town off the ways a little bit, but it's populated almost like 90% by U.S. expats. And apparently Mexico deported one of them recently. And they deported him because this was the 6th time he had been arrested for public intoxication. And yeah, they didn't deport him after the first 5. They deported him after the 6th one. And he didn't have a valid visa. He had no ID of any kind other than his old American IDs. So they were like, yeah, screw it. We're just going to deport you back to the U.S. And apparently that pissed off a lot of people in the U.S. Like, how dare you deport an American citizen back to the U.S.? I mean, literally to the point where, our State Department had to make a comment on social media about it. And she was showing me the Mexican response to it. She could explain this thing so much better than I could. When in doubt, use more tape, right?
Pretty much. You can never overtape anything, unless it's with duct tape instead of Scotch tape.
Well, this is clear packing tape.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's true. Yeah, packing tape. Yeah, Scotch
That
tape's
should work.
thin 1-inch thing, basically, right?
I think that's 1.5 inch.
Okay, yeah, Scotch tape.
I do have 2-inch, but
that is what, half an inch or so then only.
all right, before I start packing up, I want to see if this guy bought this thing. So hold on, I might lose you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you're frozen.
No, he sent me the message 3 hours ago and he hasn't bought it.
Oh, okay. You were frozen
So
for a second, I thought.
maybe I'll get one ready just in case, but if I go to Mexico tonight, I don't want to have to deal with that in the car.
Yeah, I hear you. Mexico. Does anybody say Mexico? Or do
Not
they
like
all
that.
say or do they all say Mexico basically down there?
No, it's more of Mexico, not Mexico.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. Mexico. Mexico, come here.
That doesn't sound like someone who would name their dog Mexico.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I can see it. Because Texas used to be Tejas, Tegas,
Tejas,
something like that.
Tejas.
Yeah, Tejas. Yeah, Tejas, right? I can see somebody naming their dog that too.
Yep.
Then you got how many they don't call them states, right? Down in Mexico, how many territories or whatever?
They call them states.
Oh, okay, they do. So how many?
Literally, the full name of Mexico is the United States of Mexico.
Oh, cool.
And I know that will piss off some Americans finding that out. Yes, their country is not just Mexico; it's the United States of Mexico.
Right.
And how many they got? 20, maybe?
I don't know, but I do have a supercomputer in my hand, so I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, I can look it up too. States of Mexico. How many we got? 31. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
You
so
beat me to it.
More than half. Do they have territories too? Imagine
No
they do.
idea. But I know they got twice as many Californias.
Well, I know they got Baja California and
Yep.
Baja California Sur, right?
Yes. So you
Mm.
got Lower
And
California and then Lower California South.
okay. Um, so it's split basically.
Yeah.
So the capital is Mexicali, huh?
I thought it was Mexico
Or is
City.
it? Well, I mean, of Baja California.
Oh, yeah.
Mexicali. Another
I
one's
don't really go that
Mexicali.
far down.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not allowed to. Since I don't have a passport, I'm not allowed to travel within like beyond 40 kilometers from the border.
Oh, okay. What's that? 20 miles, basically? About half?
About, I want to say 25 miles ish.
Yeah, okay, yeah, a little bit over half, yeah. Or under half, whatever.
But yeah, it's just, and the reason it's funny, the reason I can't get my passport is due to my child support case when Caddy was younger. And if you want to think about it, Caddy just turned 22.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The child support case ended in 4 years ago after she turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was I missed a payment once. So the state of California accidentally, and I say accidentally in quotes, emptied my bank account at the time to make sure I wouldn't be late again. Now, upon her turning 18, I was supposed to get that money back from the state. Unfortunately, when Trump was elected the first time, he put a hold on all disbursements at state level if that agency received federal funding from the government. Which means that money is just sitting there. They're unable to give it to me. And because there's still an open case, I can't get my passport because if you have an open case on your child support, they're worried that if you get a passport, you'll flee the country.
Wow.
So I literally I couldn't even move out of country if I wanted to for all those people that say, if you don't like it here, leave. It's like, I can't, they won't let me.
Well, I mean, you could move to, well, what else is west? Okay, if you're on the western side, you could move to American Samoa. That's in the ocean. It's a territory, U.S. territory. You can move
It
to
is a
any,
territory, but I don't know if it's like
any
Guam. Guam has
Yeah.
one of those ones that, because of the strangeness there, it sucks for them. I would never
I
want to
think
go to Guam.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think American Samoa is the same. I think you got to be at least related to someone Samoan or whatever like that. So probably, well, yeah, you pretty much have to go east, either Puerto Rico or Virgin Islands, something like that, to go to one of those territories.
Maybe.
I would imagine if you wanted to semi get out of America, but still technically be.
Well, that's one of the great things about being in California is
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
already so far out of there, according to most of the other people.
Yeah. They still talking about splitting it into a bunch of states, California, or no?
There's never really been any major discussion. It's mostly the people out in Jefferson that want that to happen.
Oh, okay.
The problem is Jefferson is also the area of San Diego, of California, that has like the least amount of infrastructure. So if they were to split off, they wouldn't be able to live.
Is it up north or something like that?
North and the northeastern edge of.
So close to Nevada, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
They're almost as bad as Bakersfield and Barstow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure basically, yeah, they're living there is very similar to like any other border town between U.S. and Mexico, like El Paso or whatever, where you can, cross across a bridge or whatever. Not,
Well,
except
see,
there you don't really cross
I'm
a
allowed to
bridge.
cross with just my driver's license because I'm a Californian. It's literally because of agreements from
So
San
you're saying
Diego and
out,
Tijuana.
so you're saying out of state or cannot?
No,
Is
if
that
you if you were from like Colorado or something and you tried to cross back with just your California ID, they would pull you over immediately.
Wow.
You mean your Colorado ID?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for correcting me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you say California. You say, oh, really? I mean, I'm surprised they don't just. I mean, how is it? Do they flag everybody coming across or not?
No, they check your. They still have to check my ID. They just won't. I only get pulled over on a random basis.
So they do random checks, obviously,
Yes.
for anybody smuggling anybody in still.
Oh shoot, AVP.
What?
What's flying above me right now is a bunch of planes in formation. Is Wings Over Gillespie returning?
Oh, let me check that out. Hold on. I know. Let's see.
Usually that's more of a summer or spring thing.
Huh? According to my phone, the Gillespie Field's closed. So why are they open?
I know. Wish I was able to point the camera at them. Unfortunately, I was trying to put the damn packages in the car. Yeah, but 4 prop planes in a triangle formation just flew above. And usually I don't see them doing that unless there's going to be the air show at Gillespie.
That's true, and that's later in the year. Let's see.
Now, were you ever here when the B-52 landed at Gillespie?
I know I was there when the blimp was there not too long ago.
Oh God, I was probably like 15, so we're talking like 25 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, I wasn't here then at that, but I've heard about it.
All right, hold on one sec. I have to go put my code in so I can leave. Okay. When the B-52 landed there, just so you understand, Gillespie's about 500 yards too short to normally land a B-52.
Mm-hmm.
And the size of that guy, I could not believe how freaking big that thing was when it landed. One, you remember the scene in Jurassic Park 1 where the T-Rex footprints are making... Okay.
Yes.
The B-52 was doing that to the entire ground before we could even see it on the horizon.
That is nuts.
Because, those things have like those 8 big jet engines.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the thing comes right over that hill by the 67.
Mm-hmm.
Comes down low. And, yeah, like I'm watching pebbles on the ground bounce an inch tall. Like as the thing's landing. And they immediately slammed on the brakes because they have those massive fucking wheels.
Yes.
And you could hear the jets roaring as the jets start doing reverse thrust and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes it, just the sound alone, you could feel it in your bones.
Yeah.
And I just remember it was like it's indescribable for the most part. Watching it land and take off, and when it took off, it used the jet assisted takeoff.
Right.
So that one was I made sure to be there for that too. I rode my bike after school to make sure I was there to see that because that was freaking awesome. Oh yeah. But I think they've never had anything that large land ever since. I think it did a lot of damage to the runway too.
I'm sure.
Oh, I hear them again. Where are they? Shit. They're like right above me, I bet. Hold on. Oh, shoot.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, no.
He disappeared on us. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Mexicans got him.
There he is. Whoop.
Not quite.
He's getting it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he got deported to Mexico. Oh, no.
Okay, I was trying to show you guys
Yeah.
the freaking
I said,
formation.
"Oh,
And as soon as I get out, I hit the button to turn the camera around so you could see the back camera.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, StreamYard's lost connection to your camera. We're gonna boot you. And I'm like, no, I'm switching cameras. I didn't lose connection.
Yeah. Yeah, I said you got deported to Mexico while you were gone there.
Oh, and Gap said they're looking for you.
Yeah, APB is out, baby.
Well, is YouTube considered part of social media?
Yeah, in a way.
Damn it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do what I wanted to do today.
Yeah. I hate this YouTube added numbers after everybody's username now.
I know, it's weird.
It's like, what the hell, man? If
Yeah.
it does that to me, I'm changing my handle back right away. That's all I could say.
Yeah. What? I have not heard that one, Gap.
Okay. One, let me explain, because I needed this explained to me. Because the bill does not. What they voted on, one, was an amendment to another amendment to a bill. And what this part of the bill is specifying is using funds from the initial bill to make sure that companies are compliant with another law that's in the bill to so they can enforce this whole automatic shutoff thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they're talking about, so basically the bill, regardless, is going to have the automatic shutoff is going to be in the bill. That's not what they were voting on. So the vote was to not what Massey wanted was for them to not enforce the government to enforce this law, if that makes sense. So what they're talking about is on certain models of self-driving and other related type, cars that can do that kind of stuff. If the car is able to detect alcohol in your system, like through little breathalyzer things or whatnot, or if you're starting to veer dangerous on the road, that it can automatically, the car itself can shut off your shut itself off. Now that's touted as a safety feature. Personally, I would rather it not be able to turn on, not turn off, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't think that a computer, even AI right now, is able to distinguish emergency driving from inebriated driving, if that makes sense as well.
Or like is it in California, the trucker that turned into the path of somebody purposely, to wipe them out. So how would you, if you're on a highway and you can't stop a car on a highway. I'm sorry. You can't just cut it off right there on a highway.
No, I think what it would do is
so
again, there's not, the bill is not very specific. That's part of the issue.
Yeah.
I would imagine it would more of like give you a verbal warning saying, hey, we're about to shut off your engine because of the way you're driving. Pull over now.
Yeah. But if you're drunk, you're not gonna, I would say, screw that. Go ahead and shut off my car. I'm on the highway. If you want to cause an accident on the highway, I'm going to see your asses off and shit, but yeah.
Well,
Uh,
personally, as I said, I don't think technology has reached the point where this bill is even, or this part of the bill is enforceable. Do I think that it's safe? I don't know the technology specifics that they're going to go off of. As I said, the department that would enforce this to begin with hasn't been created yet. That's in the main bill. And the main bill itself hasn't been voted on yet. So we'll find out. As for when they were saying who voted on it, I mean, it was mostly Democrats and like half the Republicans. No, not really half, more like a third or fourth of the Republicans voted on it. So,
yeah.
it seems to be fairly bipartisan.
Okay. You start there. Okay. What's the next step? You always got to go to the worst case scenario. Next step is, hey, we're cutting off your electricity in an hour.
No, they already do that.
Yeah. No, on purpose. On purpose.
Companies can turn off your electricity if they think you're about to be late on a payment.
That's
It's done via computer now.
I mean, yeah. No, I mean, but they could just say, okay, wipe off this grid for a bit. I mean, especially if if that grid is politically related. Let's put it that
Now,
way.
you guys, have you guys ever seen the breathalyzer things in cars for people that have been convicted of drunk driving multiple times?
Mm-hmm.
See, that is the type of thing that I'm okay with. Do a breathalyzer to see if your car will start. Not if you're already on the road. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, as much as I hate to say it, I kind of disagree with the Democrats and some of the Republicans on this. I don't necessarily like the wording of this bill, especially when it's supposed to be, mandated for 2026 this year, and they still haven't even voted on the bill itself. That means, why put the mandate for 2026? Put it for 2036. You don't have the agency built up to do any of it yet. It makes no sense. So yeah, I as much as I almost hate to say it, I kind of agree with Massey on this. The Republican who, put in the amendment to the bill. Not going to matter when we have devices like those diabetes tags on your arm that will monitor when you're drunk in real time. I have no idea what you're talking about. But
you seen those things on the back of people's arms that are round, very small. That's for insulin monitoring. So I mean, it's only a matter of time before we're all branded and whatever, not under government control anyway. If we're not already halfway there, but yeah.
Well, what's funny about that positive is people have been making that claim for the last century almost, ever since
Yeah.
I mean, when they first introduced the barcode at stores, people were worried about that kind of stuff, quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, we're all going to have our brains drilled into it, and they insert a little micro computer in there to monitor everything.
Are you talking about a foot monitor gap? Because those are more for GPS location. But if you're talking about using, monitoring for things for dangerous weapons, I don't know. Well, it's funny that he says the fart device to tell you if you're contributing to climate change. They actually do put monitoring devices on cows for that purpose. So yeah, I think that one was kind of funny. All right. I think I'm going to end this stream because I got to go pick up my son from the bus stop soon.
Sounds good.
Mm.
Good hanging
So-
out with you.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Until next time, my friend. Until next
I'll
time.
see you Sunday. Do you know what the theme is yet? I haven't seen anything about a theme this week.
When I spoke to Chris earlier, I think it's going to be The Simpsons.
Now I just got to figure out a way to piss him off about it,
Good luck with that.
like I did last week.
Right.
Later.
Later.